Good evening. In a year, Donald Trump has defied the pundits and soared to the top of the polls and stayed there. Not a lot about this race for president has gone as expected, which is why there is so much interest in today's Republican debates in Cleveland. And yes, I said debates. There are so many candidates, 17, that Fox slated 2 rounds. The first ended just a little while ago. But it's the top-tier candidates in the polls facing off later tonight who are getting most of the attention, especially Trump. In a minute, we'll check in with Chuck Todd. But first, NBC News national correspondent Peter Alexander is at the site of the debates in Cleveland. Peter, hello.
Hey, Lester, good evening to you. The energy here feels like what you would see during a general election debate, but we're still 15 months away from when the next president will be picked. And tonight, millions of Americans for the first time will see Donald Trump as both politician and celebrity. All eyes tonight on Donald Trump.
I've been preparing all my life.
He says he's not a debater and has called for a civil debate. But a source close to the campaign has provided NBC News with these confidential memos prepared by Trump's associates, advising him how to fight back if he's attacked by his rivals. On Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio, it's funny, when Jeb was governor, point to Jeb, and you headed the Florida state legislature, the Florida state debt more than doubled. On Scott Walker, I don't trust Scott's instincts on immigration. He doesn't want to build a wall. Trump portrays himself as unscripted, speaking off the cuff, but the memos suggest he's being carefully coached. The challenge for Trump tonight is what?
Challenge is very simple. Can he be seen as a plausible commander-in-chief of the most powerful nation in the world? Can he move beyond being the provocateur-in-chief of this political summer?
Republicans' views of Trump are changing. In March, 3/4 said they couldn't see themselves backing the billionaire. Last month, less than half said that. The test for Trump's opponents, how did they get attention, especially the bottom 7 relegated to the sparsely attended second-tier debate that just ended. Early on, Carly Fiorina attacked Trump for seeking advice from Bill Clinton.
I didn't get a phone call from Bill Clinton before I jumped in the race. Did any of you get a phone call from Bill Clinton? I didn't.
The top 10 candidates face off tonight. In addition to checking out the stage, today Rubio and Bush attended Mass. John Kasich squeezed in a workout. Walker swung by the Wisconsin State Fair. And Mike Huckabee enjoyed some rock and roll. The candidates publicly appearing upbeat and relaxed.
Arena, we got to go look and see how it works.
All of them desperately wanting to come out on top.
This is like the Hunger Games, some say. Well, let's hope it's not that intense. But, you know, it is a little bit. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some elbows thrown and some jabs, but that's okay, as long as it doesn't get nasty.
Peppered with questions about the small afternoon audience. Late tonight, Republican leaders say that Fox News restricted access to the candidates' friends and family only, but they insist there will be roughly 5,000 people in attendance here at the Quicken Loans Arena tonight. Lester?
All right, Peter, thanks. Let's bring in our political director, moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd. Chuck, how does a candidate stand out in such a bigger crowd with Donald Trump stealing so much pregame attention, if you will?
Well, look, I think that is what 9 other candidates who are going to share a stage with him are trying to figure out, Lester. First of all, let's put to rest one piece of conventional wisdom that was developing, that the idea of being in that first debate might be more beneficial somehow than being involved in a debate with Donald Trump. That turned out not to be the case. I think being relegated to that second debate is not healthy for those campaigns, no matter how hard they tried. But going back to the main event tonight, look, it is about Donald Trump. But I would caution folks that are expecting this rousing and rambunctious debate. First debates in primary series seasons are notoriously actually calm affairs. And why? Because most presidential candidates are told this by their advisors. You are making your very first impression on millions of people. No matter how much the press may think they know a lot about this campaign, and they may know how Donald Trump does this or Jeb Bush does that, for millions of Americans are tuning in for the first time. And because of that, I think don't be surprised if Donald Trump is right. This is more civil than you might expect and less barbs thrown, almost out of concern and nervousness of alienating an audience the very first time you meet them.
All right, Chuck Todd, appreciate your insight.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.